Communication is what we do every day, and it's intricately connected to our success and failures. My name is Chris Cook. I'm the Managing Director of the Office of Communication and Marketing at Texas Tech University and Texas Tech Public Media. Texas Tech University is full of great communicators, and together we hope to bring you perspectives and insight that can help you in your field. This is Communicators in a Cart. Cory Powell and his group lead the Laurel Cavazos and Ophelia Powell Malone Mentoring Program, or Mentor Tech, and have impacted the lives and successes of many students. Cory also is committed to the Lubbock community, selflessly dedicating his time away from the office to numerous organizations and projects.
Come on in.
CP.
What's going on, sir?
How you doing, man?
Good, and you?
Good to see
Looking
you.
good as always.
I like you wore a bow tie today.
I'm trying to be like you.
I don't know if the campus can handle this when we drive around.
It's dangerous.
Want to go grab coffee?
Let's go do it.
Let's do it. How long have you been at Tech?
Well, as a student, I arrived here in the late 80s, 1988 to be exact.
Freshman. We're about the same age.
San Antonio, Texas. Had never been to Lubbock, hadn't heard of it, met anyone from Lubbock. No. And as I was considering where I wanted to go to school, all I wanted, I was a music major, so all of the schools I wanted to go to were out of state. For the marching band, my high school band was more like Florida, Grambling State, etc. Florida A&M, Grambling State. And so, but out of state tuition changed all of that.
Yes.
And as I was considering where to go here in the state, my senior English teacher suggested, you should apply to Texas Tech. She was from Lubbock and had attended Tech herself.
Oh, nice.
And solely based on her recommendation, I applied.
Those are some of the best marketing tools.
Absolutely.
Word of mouth.
And one of the best decisions I made in my life, during my freshman year, I was having a hard time adjusting and just missing home. And so I made the decision I was going to call. Well, I went to go speak. There was a gentleman who worked here by the name of George Scott. And he was in the student affairs office with Dr. Bob Ewald. And so I went to go visit with Mr. Scott and shared my desire to depart. I was basically having a whole complaining, griping moment. And he said, basically shut up. And he said, listen, if you always look for a better place will always be somewhere else. But if you concentrate on making where you are better, therein you'll find true success. Now, of course, as a freshman, that's not what I wanted to hear, but those words just reverberated in home, man. It was perfect advice. They reverberated over and over and over, and then I just made a different, decided to look at it from a different perspective and started trying to make where I was better. And so I've been here since '88. After graduating, I worked for Big Brothers Big Sisters, worked for the Council on Alcohol and Drug Abuse.
In Lubbock?
Yeah.
So you've been in Lubbock ever since?
Yes, sir.
You said you majored in communication studies. What was your goal? And you did some DJ work in school. What was your goal though with that?
So I was a music major, and then I decided that what I wanted to do musically, I didn't have to have a degree for. And as I said, I was accustomed to a different style of marching, and marching band was fine, but I just lost some of my passion for it. And to be very honest, I was like, I need to get out of school. And so I looked at what could parlay into some of my other interests. And I've always had the gift of gab, and so communication studies fit. And definitely had an interest in community and in social services and things like that. So I parlayed it and paired it with human development and family studies. So I graduated with a degree in communication studies and HDFS.
Well, you mentioned a passion for community work, and I would say that many of the luncheons I attend in town, Cory Powell's a fixture somewhere, either on the committee saying the prayer, but you're involved in the community. That's important to you.
Absolutely. As I said, when Dr. Scott, late Mr. Scott, shared with me that you have to work on making where you are better. And we have such a vibrant community, and there's so many needs within our community, and there are organizations and agencies and individuals who are committed to that. And so I just find myself being in those types of groups that are really progressive or trying to move the needle. And so it works a lot. I mean, I was encouraged to get involved with Leadership Lubbock, and that opened up the doors for so many different things. And after that, it's just snowballed from board to board and organization to organization.
Well, you're giving to the community somewhat relates to your role on campus. You're very giving of yourself as director of the Laura Cavazos and Ophelia Powell Malone Mentor Tech.
Yes.
It's got to get it all out there.
Yes,
it's a lot out there.
Say.
But the program is. Tell me a little bit about the program. Give me the background, the history.
Okay, so we started in 2002. It really was a conversation between a former colleague, great friend of mine, Felicia Martin, who was working with athletics. She's from Mississippi, I'm from San Antonio. She was talking about her desire to leave, just because, it's different from the South, what she was accustomed to. And I was trying to convince her to stay and get her involved. And we had met out in the community with some of the work we were doing. We said, wouldn't it have been nice if when you first arrived on campus, if there was somebody who would have been willing to kind of take you by the hand and kind of led you through? And so that was like, yeah, that would have been great. And it triggered a thought or a memory of a program I'd learned about called the Benjamin E. Mays Mentoring Program up at Boston College. And so when Felicia and I had that conversation, we thought, wow, that would be great. We pulled it out. I made contact with them. She made contact with some of her colleagues in other parts of the country. And we basically took bits and pieces and customized into a program that we felt would be beneficial to our campus. Our initial goal, honestly, was to provide mentorship to faculty and staff, particularly new faculty and staff. But the more we thought about it, it was like, well, if we think like this, or we're having these feelings and some difficulties in adjusting, and we're paid to be here, what about the students who are paying to be here? And so we launched in the fall of 2002 with 46 students, and last year we had over 1,126 people in the program. So it's steadily moving and growing since then.
Well, and talking about the steady growth, in 2016, the Education Trust issued a report called Rising Tide 2, and it related graduation rates, increased graduation rates with those of African American students.
Yes.
And they used Mentor Tech as an example. This is a nationwide report, and they used Mentor Tech as the example of success and how to help move students along. Obviously, that's a point of pride.
Sure.
But how did you get to that? What made this program from 2002 to 2016 at that point? What made it this successful?
I think a couple things. I always say that we're not tied to any particular theoretical or approach. There's no model that's like carved out that we're like, this is the way to do it. What we do is we listen to our participants. So we get feedback from our mentors and our students and our proteges who are participating in the program, and we try to respond to those. We would not be successful without the dedicated faculty, staff, and graduate students who serve as mentors. And then we have some tremendous students who give us their input, and they share with us what's going on, what are their concerns, what are the things that cause them to consider leaving the university, and what are the things that would make them stay. And then we just try to connect the dots.
So you obviously help students through whatever issues they may have in transition to college. What does it do for the faculty and the mentors that help and work in the program? What do they come away with?
Well, it's real interesting because I often hear from faculty and staff members, graduate students, who say, I came into the program expecting that I was going to help this student, where in actuality, this student has helped me. But also it gives them a sense of giving back. It gives them that sense of you get to sow seeds into the future, to leave a legacy. It's not always apparent to the students the benefits they're receiving, right? They know they have this mentor who's there to kind of coach them and encourage them, but it's down the road often where they'll call back or email and it's like, wow, the first job I got, it was because of skills I learned at Mentor Tech, or my mentor wrote me this letter of recommendation that landed me my first job. And I have mentors who have been in the program for 16 years. We've had major impact, and the last information we checked, in the last 11 years, we've had over 1,100 students who've graduated and earned degrees. We have students who've earned as many as 4 degrees while participating in Mentor Tech, both from TTU, the Health Science Center, the law school, medical school. So we have success stories out there, and that's the most rewarding part of it all.
Cory, I speak on behalf of the university and thousands of students who I know are very grateful for the work you guys do, and representing tech and representing the interest of our students. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so much
us.
for having me. I love doing this. Appreciate it.